Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the great white privilege debate. I wouldn't call it great.
Great white. It's awful. You can't say that.
The mediocre white privilege debate.
That's like diminishing. All right.
We're still having fun. We're still talking about this topic. We had to end part 1 a little bit early, but we're going to pick up right where we left off in part 2. I'm going to let Kevin finish his topic, his point.
Yeah, we were talking about job offers, and a woman named Yolanda submitted a bunch of resumes, didn't get any callbacks, changed her name to Bianca White, got a bunch. So my only point to make about this is, I said earlier I get rejected. I wouldn't say all the time because I'm a white male, but there's a lot of us, okay? There's a lot of us to sift through, so it makes it more difficult to separate yourself from other white males. Now, I'm just talking about competing against other white males. You have to compete against everybody.
I have to compete against everyone. That's why I'm working for myself. That's the main... I'm going to talk about that in a second. Go ahead.
So I did a little test of my own. Now, granted, this is only one place, and this is only one case, just like the example they gave. So I submitted 2 resumes. Now, I'm not going to name the place. It's in Naperville. It's a nursing home. I have the emails. Eric saw them. I submitted 2 resumes, one with my name and one with the name Sofia Hernandez. Like I was saying, it's dominated by Hispanics and Filipinos. So I submitted the resumes, got 2 emails back. One to me saying they'll hold on to my resume for 90 days.
One to Kevin.
Yeah, the name Kevin.
Yes,
and
one
the
to
resume.
The name Kevin.
Yeah. By the way, both of us had the same qualifications, 6 months experience and so on. One came to me, Kevin, and said that they'll hold on to my resume for 90 days. If I didn't hear anything, that I should reapply because they're always looking for hard workers, passionate, all that. One came to Miss Sofia Hernandez with an interview offer. And I just thought it was interesting. The gentleman who sent the email's name was Angel Garcia. So, or Angel in Spanish. But I just thought it was interesting, but,
Now you think that he showed preferential treatment because of her name?
I do.
Okay.
I do. It's the same way that Bianca got more callbacks than Yolanda did. But at the same time, I'm making a double point here that it's one case. It's one case. This doesn't hold true for
everyone.
Now, I could apply to 6 other nursing homes, and maybe Sophia doesn't get a resume or an interview, and I do.
No, it's a very valid point. It's a very valid point. Like, I'm pretty sure if I went in for an interview and there was a black hiring manager, I'd probably be more preferred over a white guy, regardless of my qualifications or not, because the whole point beyond that, though, is because the white male is the majority of the hiring party,
right?
That percentage, that statistic is a little skewed. That's where that stat comes from.
Okay.
But if, I was hiring, I can 100% say without a doubt that if I saw a young black man that was trying to come up, I would probably hire him to give him a chance.
Right.
Not that I'm prejudiced against white people or anything. I just want to...
Right, because you identify with
I identify with that.
It's in the same way that I might identify with a white man.
Exactly.
Right.
But if there is a...
Or the same way that Angel identified with Sophia.
Exactly.
Right.
So this point is a little bit touchy in the sense of that it doesn't go back to like affirmative action or anything like that.
Right.
But preferential treatment is true of all races, especially in the hiring field, because I know when I was trying to come up, someone gave me a chance. I'm at the establishment that I'm at today, and I really do thank her for that. But had I been a white guy, she might hire him and hire me, but it goes either way.
Right.
So, but yeah, this topic, the job thing, is a little itchy. Moving on. Number 4. White people are less likely to be perceived as thug. The article the example in the article called out Richard Sherman. He made those remarks. It was like right before the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes.
Right before. There's tons of coverage on it.
Tons of coverage. And they was on all of them like, what do you say? And then I remember the newscaster's face. He was like...
Right, just blank. Yeah, we can put that up.
But yeah, no, white people tend to be seen as less aggressive. In quotation marks, less aggressive.
Right.
When they would display the same behavior as a black man would be seen more as aggressive and dangerous.
Right.
Avoid that man. Whereas a white person doing the same thing could be perceived as either a leader or as strong, as he's standing up for himself.
Instead of aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, I will agree with Richard Sherman on a lot of points, especially because the man has a college degree. He's educated.
Yes.
He speaks like he's educated.
Yes, he does.
his argument was solid. It has a brief statement about he made a comment about hockey players, and he said there was a scene, and it was not that long, it was last season, where opening puck drop, swept the puck out of the way, whole team started fighting, and he goes, "Oh, I'm the thug."
Yes,
right? I'm the thug. He also makes a comment though that thug has become a easy way to call somebody the N-word. If you pull up the article, he says that. And my argument for this was, if you are going to associate the word thug with the N-word, make it almost synonymous, in an easier way, a less offensive way almost, to call somebody the N-word. Well, if that's the case, then of course I'm less likely to be called a thug.
Of course.
If you're going to associate thug with the N-word, then that would be the same, okay, not the same, but that would be saying you're less likely to be called a cracker. Now, I'm not associating the word cracker with N-word. Obviously, it doesn't hold the same.
Of course not.
It doesn't hold the same connotation. But if you're going to associate those two words, then of course that's true. You're not going to call me a thug if you're putting it synonymous with the N-word. Now, that's just Richard Sherman's argument. I wouldn't say that everybody agrees that those two words are synonymous at all.
On the topic of words, slur words, there are so many slur words that are associated with black people. I'm not gonna. I'll list the episode in the Boondocks in the description below. But I think it's only honky and cracker for white people, to my knowledge.
And if somebody were to say that to me,
exactly,
it's not even like.
It's like what?
If somebody comes up and calls you the N-word in a derogatory, that is offensive to you. You would be livid, right? But if somebody came up to me and be like, "Oh, cracker, honky," or whatever. That holds nothing to you. No bearing with me at all.
The reason why it's like that for black people is because in our generation, in my generation right now, it's not as strong because we didn't get as many white people using it against us in my generation.
Right, no, that's 100% true.
Whereas the older generation that grew up in the 60s and 70s, our parents,
they heard it.
They heard it.
All the
time.
They
heard it all the time.
Right.
And it was used against them, and there was a group of people that still exists, but there was a group of people that whose sole purpose was to destroy the black race. And they heard it, and that's why they're still passionate about it. But to us, we use the word all the time. I don't use the word all the time. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I use it in any of my videos. I'm not going to use that word. But in our generation, we use it in our rap songs all the time. All the time. We call it to each other. And
it's promoted.
It's promoted, and it means nothing to us. It doesn't have the same effect on us.
And I know that a lot of high-profile people in the black community have tried to say, stop. It's not.
Yeah, stop.
It's not a good thing. The culture that's promoted is in a lot of rap music.
We can make up another word to call each other. Right. That's another video topic altogether.
Right.
We're going to get a big panel of black people and just have us all talk about another word to use.
It's an iceberg. We're just scraping the tip.
Oh, yeah. Ninja, please. All right, so,
next one.
Next topic.
Anger. We actually almost touched on
that. Because they kind of go into each other.
Right. Because thug and the...
I don't know any happy thugs.
So the next one is white people are
less likely to be labeled as angry.
Yeah. The notion of this, personally, seemed a little ridiculous to me, but that just may be my perception. Anger is a universal emotion. Everybody gets angry.
It is. Go ahead, my brother, say it.
It is a universal emotion. I just think that maybe the argument is here. If you were to see a white guy get angry in a public setting and a black guy get angry in a public setting, that maybe if you were to ask people post the action who they thought was acting angrier. I don't know if that would be the case. I don't know. To me, yeah, anger is a universal emotion, and it doesn't pertain to race at all. I personally would not perceive a black man as angrier than a white man. Have you ever seen a big roided out white guy? It's scary stuff.
No, yes. I feel like the reason why I feel like this topic is because the moment a minority expresses, what's the word I'm looking for? Disagreement and injustice towards a topic. I felt like on Facebook when I posted this that people thought I was angry. And all I did was post a topic. That's the image I got because I felt, reading the comments, I felt a little bit of hostility. I'm like, whoa. It felt like it was coming out of that. I'm just like, no, it's not about, I just posted the article.
It's funny that you say that. You've actually kind of changed my view a little bit on this now because I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Because when you posted the topic, people were upset about it. And they weren't upset about the topic. They were upset that you posted it.
That I posted it.
And it made it... They tried to almost call you out for being like, what do you hate white people or something?
Yeah, and I don't hate white. I'm surrounded by I hate everyone the same.
So, you are all equally.
Yes,
hated.
you're all on my disdain list.
Right.
There's this. I feel like there's like because the moment black people talk about the inequalities in the society, it's like, oh,
Right.
you're just mad. Why are you
Right,
mad though?
yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm just talking about how this exists.
Right, it's an issue.
It's an issue. And it's hard not to be upset about it, but angry is a completely different word of, yes, it upsets me, but I'm not going to protest about it. I'm not going to, boycott work because, I have a white manager or something like that. I'm not going to, speak derogatory against all white people. I'm not going to stop being friends with you.
Right. You're still going to be at my wedding, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. As long as I'm not in the hospital.
Right, let's not do that.
Yeah. I'll make it. But it's just like for being perceived as angry, because anytime you show aggression, because I get upset, I get mad sometimes, but it's just like for a white person to do the same. If you're in a public setting and you're being mistreated or you get a bad price at a grocery store, I'll use that example. Mm-hmm. No, I'll go back even further. I have had to catch myself from getting less angry in certain situations when they get my order wrong or something like that, so I don't get perceived as angry black man. So I don't get perceived as getting upset.
Okay.
They perpetuate that stereotype in the movies and on TV shows too.
But
Chris Tucker's a prime example in Rush Hour.
Right.
But I've had to tone down. Buddhism helps a lot with that. But my reaction to things when things don't go my way.
Do you think that, you gave the example that you felt like you had to tone it down. Was that because of the way that they were acting towards you when you got your order wrong? Or was that because of, if I don't tone it down, then I feel as if I will be perceived that way?
If I decide, yes.
Well, then to me it feels like you're almost assuming something about that person. That they might feel that way.
Because I've seen it in black people that are close to me.
Okay.
That's why. I've seen it. For lack of a better example, my mother, oh my God.
she fits that stereotype.
I love my mom to death.
Right?
But when someone gets their order wrong, it's like,
right.
Oh, no. And I have to take on that role of calm down.
Keep your composure.
Keep your composure. Let's not.
So it's more a result of not trying to perpetuate the stereotype rather than an assumption of how that person will react.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because my whole thing, I posted this. I'm not trying to change the world, but if I can change one person's mind on their perception of stereotypes.
It's difficult to change people.
Oh, it is.
They're so entrenched.
Oh, God.
I try my best to be open. Like I just said a moment ago, I never really thought about that until you had pointed out the fact that people got angry at you for posting that article. I didn't.
Yeah.
They said, oh, he must be angry about it, but I didn't.
Yeah, that's just how I felt. I'm sure that's not what people intended, but I felt aggression, hostility, and reading these comments
way.
Like,
right.
damn.
Yeah, it did look that way.
If you were calling me stupid and shit, I'm like, fuck it.
Part 3. We got enough time for part 3. We'll be done.
Yeah, we'll be done. Then we can just wrap things up with the final point and everything. Cool, yeah. So,
nice.
Thank you guys for watching this video. We're going to go on to part 3. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your opinions in the description below. We're going to the part 3. Thank you guys for watching. You could be watching any video on YouTube, but you instead decided to watch mine. I appreciate that. See you guys soon.